Hello guys, it's Daniel here from Rock Salt, and today I am joined with James from Coffee Perfection. And we are going to be talking to you all about what makes Rock Salt coffee special. You've seen our first video, hopefully, about our service and how Rock Salt started. Another key pillar to the business is our coffee and how great it is. We've perfected the service, and we talked you through a little bit about that, the food quality and how important that is to a business. We're going to tell you about the coffee now, and then I'll break down the business element to it as well, and we'll tell you a little bit more about the highs and lows of running and operating a cafe or hospitality business at the moment. So I suppose basically the story from Rock Salt Coffee is I met James when we were up in, I just moved back from my time in the UK. I had taken a job as a project manager for Show the Market Cafe. I was in the process of setting that up from concept through the whole to opening really. It was an old nightclub that we'd refurbished, so it was actually a fantastic project for me and a good stepping stone in the business side of things as well. Before I opened Rock Salt, yeah, Show the Market Cafe come on board. We wanted to create something that was different there, and we wanted a good quality coffee. And I was looking around at different coffees, and James walked in the door and introduced himself, and we just hit it off from day one. We created our own kind of coffee brand that was there. Not quite as good as the one we've created now for Rock Salt, but we were getting better as this goes along, right? Yeah. Fast forward 2 years later, I went to open Rock Salt here in Blackrock, and as soon as we started looking at coffee, there was only one phone number I called, and that was James. And I called him up and said, James, I want to create the best coffee that you can get, that you're not going to find anywhere else. We created a fantastic blend of Brazil, Sumatran and Kenyan coffee, and we've been serving it for 7 years now, and it's only getting better and better. We're constantly looking at ways to tweak and develop it and make it better without using the Rock Salt flavours and the taste profile that we want.
The signature
which is what you're doing for today.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's been a worldwide success, or worldwide.
Not yet.
We're getting it. Sorry, get ahead of
absolutely. We'll start with the West.
But it has been it's been so well received since the very first coffee we served here in Rock Salt. It's not as simple as come on in, turn on the machine and make a coffee. If anything, it starts way back from the farms, and myself and James actually went over to Kenya to visit some of the farmers that grow our coffee, and again, that was an experience in itself, but it really was eye-opening.
Me as well.
It was eye-opening to see how much work comes into getting the coffee from the farm in Kenya. The whole process it has to go through till it gets roasted and brought over, and before it gets into our coffees.
It was a very humbling experience. I mean,
unbelievable.
It was my first trip to Origin as well, and to do with Daniel was made it extra special. But Kenya's always been it's always had a special place in my heart, because I've always had a passion for Kenyan coffee. I love the flavour profile when you add it into a blend or brewing it as a filter coffee as a single origin. It's a fantastic coffee. But what was really interesting to me was when you met the farmers over there, and the smallhold farmers, like the average size of a farm over there is half an acre, which was super interesting. But the amount of small farm holders that we met, the happiest people that I've potentially ever met. They've got a minimalist lifestyle. We met a guy called Amos Bogwa.
Yes.
And Amos,
and his wife and his family
and his wife, 4 children. And one of the questions that we'd asked Amos was, what has coffee farming done for you? And it's put his 4 children through university. And that for us was like a massive box ticked. For me personally, whether it's with Rock Salt or any other customers that we produce coffee for, it just gave me even more incentive to use Kenyan coffee more and explore different options, different varietals, different way of processing the coffee. But to meet them people and to see how happy they were, and how by buying coffee direct from the farmers, obviously through the auction exchange and through the cooperatives that we built through the supply chain, it was an extra special experience, you know.
The whole secret behind Rock Salt Coffee is we created our own blends. It's Brazil, Sumatran and Kenya. It's Rock Salt solely, so you cannot get it anywhere else. We get the best coffee we can get, obviously through James and through the guys over working with farmers as well. But then once it gets here, we've got a process in Rock Salt that you have to be skilled and trained barista before you can make a coffee. You know, it's not like anybody can just jump on the machine and make a coffee. We have a set barista's skill set and a set barista exam or test that they have to go through with me to make sure that they can get the latte art, they can get the coffee right, they know how to dial the machine in, they know the water flow, and it just keeps a consistency, especially across multi-sites like what we have in Rock Salt. It's key, because there's nothing worse than getting a crap coffee.
And the thing is now, like if you go back, 4 or 5 years to COVID times where you weren't open for a period of time until you're literally in position to open, you can only do takeaway. People invested in coffee machines for home, and education on coffee is so widely available that if people realize if they buy fresh coffee from someone like Rock Salt, where it's always fresh and the coffee is really good quality, they invest in the scales and a good machine, they can produce good coffee at home. And the information is there on the likes of YouTube and all the other social media channels. So the onus on the barista has never been as high to make sure that we give people an experience that they can't produce at home. It's the same way with your chef stand.
Like 100%.
For Elaine and I, my wife, for the little time that we actually get out to go.
You want to go out and
we want to go out and have something that we can't do at home.
100%.
And the onus is on the person to do that. And we absolutely nailed it here. And Dan hit something on the head there, and that was that unless you're trained to a good standard, you're not allowed near that machine. And even with the technological advances in coffee equipment, with milk texture machines, with automatic coffee tampers, with depumpers, all of these sort of things, like that just removes a variable, but you need a fantastic base before you can pour a shot out of a Rock Salt machine.
So that's basically a little bit of everything to do with Rock Salt coffee, I suppose. A snapshot of the history behind it, where we get our coffee, how important it is, the machinery, the equipment, and I suppose the quality control checks that we try to put in place to ensure every cup of coffee in Rock Salt is perfect. And we've done the research, we've gone to Kenya, we've worked with the best people in the industry in terms of what they do along the process. So what we're trying to do now is, like anything in Rock Salt, we're constantly trying to evolve and tweak things and make things a little bit better. We've got a fantastic cup of coffee here at the moment, but what we want to try and do is just raise the bar a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Like what I said to James, when we first came into Black Rocks or into the industry, the coffee standards were here for us.
Yes.
And everybody else was here.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of going like this.
That gap is close.
So we want to go again.
Yeah.
And that's the aim of what we want to try and do today, is just to add a little bit more quality to our coffee, if it's possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're going to try a load of different coffees today. Might go back again. We did some last week as well, and we just weren't happy with it. So we went back to Matthew in the roasters, and he's going to do it again. So fingers crossed, we'll find a little bit of quality and a little nugget to keep it going again.
Absolutely.
That's the plan. Brilliant.
It was nice. It wasn't quite what we tasted yesterday.
Yeah, there's more sharpness to it. Yeah. I think it could hold up well in milk.
Whereas the other one, honestly, we had our own nights yesterday.
Really? That's number 3? Yeah.
It's nice to have coffee.
Really, yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think number 4. It's not far from it, yeah. So we just finished our coffee tasting. So what we're trying to do is we're just trying to add a little bit more quality to our current coffee blend, which is unique to Rock Salt. So we've been back and forth with roasters over the last couple of weeks. We've just tasted 5 new coffee blends again, and it's been absolutely amazing. We've narrowed it down to 2 or 3 different blends that we really liked. So what we're going to try to do is they're going to go back and try and blend it again a little bit more, and they'll be back again next week to try it out. After trying 5 different coffees under all different ways, Americanos, flat whites, espressos. So we've had enough coffee for one day, and I'm ready to finish up for the day. Thanks very much, guys. See you soon.